Taker is connecting. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Good.
Let's go around the room and do some quick introductions. Is there anybody here that doesn't, you guys really don't know Kim that well. So um, let's get to know Kim today.
Speech, speech, speech.
Speech. Let me get my hand puppets.
Hand puppets.
Yeah.
You have hand puppets?
No, I'm kidding. It's
Oh,
always
damn it.
it's just a joke. I'll
That's
get
funny.
one now, though. Yeah, definitely a couple people I haven't chatted with much on. You want me to go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Just tell us a little bit about you. Kathleen. Woo! It's Kathleen's first meeting too. So,
Oh,
okay, hi,
awesome.
Kathleen.
I'm just a few weeks ahead of you, Kathleen. So I think this is my third week. So I joined, I'm a friend of Elsa Johnson. She introduced me to the group. And I have been a consultant for 25 years, and I wrote a book called Taking the Consultancy Leap. And now I'm out training people how they can leave corporate life and move over to the consulting world.
Beautiful. Cool. And what are you hoping most to get out of this community and group?
Well, I have to say, in week 2, I was telling everybody that I did more in that 2 weeks than I did in 2 months before that.
Wow.
Because I'm new to this. So I don't, I think there's what I thought I was coming into this for, which was, oh, this is really cool. And there's good referrals and seems like like-minded people, but I had no idea. I just kind of took a leap of faith that this would be something I wanted to be a part of. And then what I get out of it now is, I mean, the relationships, the counseling from other people, the jumping on a call with people. I've had the most dynamic calls with Tina, with Martine. Elsa and I become accountability partners every Friday. So just that in a couple of weeks is unbelievable.
Oh, that's so good. I love hearing that. Love hearing that.
Despite all the stuff you're pushing out, which is all so appropriate and timely for me. So
wonderful. Wonderful. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're receiving value, and we're just excited to welcome you on this journey. It's great.
Thanks.
Kathleen, let's go to you.
Oh, let's do.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about you and meet everybody, and then we'll go around the room and then I'll take questions.
Sure. Well, first of all, Suzanne, I don't know if you recall, but I knew you from the before time, pre-pandemic, TNG, all that stuff. So sort of had a little bit of a vicarious relationship with you. But I started to attend the AI trainings, and they were so valuable, like the real deal, things I could apply. Have I applied them? They're on the bucket list, but I really want to ramp up the engagement with that kind of, enhancement to the business and meet peers and get accountability and community and just training and all that. So,
Kathleen, what do you do?
I am an efficiency coach, and I work in 3 primary areas that are like barriers to efficiency hidden in plain sight that business owners interact with every single day. I do cluttered office work, makeover in a weekend, permanent, quick, intuitive paperwork solutions that double as workflow. I do schedule work, which is really incredible. It's a process that I have tuned for over 20 years to eliminate the backlog, which is the #1 source of overwhelm for people, the fragmenting cacophony mode of trying to get everything done, and made a reality-based, sane calendar structure. And it's fascinating work, which really kind of rewires the decision-making logic for what to do or not do. And a third area is typically for entrepreneurs, systems development. I'm not software, but I do have astonishingly simple framework and model for getting the most things done, which is the first draft of priority system. And, it's exciting stuff. It kind of clears the runway for performance when you're not having to deal with the disruptions and distractions of those barriers.
You know what, Kathleen, I see immediately how you can be of value to this community. I talk a lot about calendar. I talk a lot about time boundaries, but I don't go into how to do it. So that's one way you could add value to the other members. Feel free to post anytime. This goes for all of you too. Feel free to post in the community, in the business discussion thread. The free Facebook group, we're hovering right at almost 1,000 people in that free group. And because of some work that I'm doing, that's increasing by about 40 new people a week. So if you're not in the free group on Facebook and you have the bandwidth and you're posting, somewhere anyway, please share content in that free group as well.
I got kicked off of Facebook a couple years ago. I got hacked and somebody apparently violated some child sexual exploitation policy. I have no idea, but I'm not in and they won't let me back in no matter how I try and come in sideways.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's based on your IP address. So
yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I need to get a new modem. I don't know how to sneak it, hack that. But anyway, my primary social is LinkedIn, and I'm at work on elevating that so people, and the ongoing never-ending process of articulating the benefits and value. That's AI or not, it's still input out, whatever goes in comes out. So, but I'm pretty established with with the value that I provide. So
Awesome. Well, feel free to share that with any of us in the school platform. You're all welcome to share, value. If you have a workshop coming up and if it's a free workshop and you want to share that with the community, more than welcome to do that as well. And very soon, school will have their affiliate program. So if anybody wants to partner with me to help me grow the community, that would look like it becomes part of your community as well. So you would have input in that department, and we'll talk about that when the time comes if any of you are interested in doing that. And it would be a 50-50 split on the membership fee, because I believe that it would be a true partnership, with vetted people. So we'll talk about that when the time comes.
excellent.
Awesome. Faison, why don't you give us a little brief overview for the new ladies?
Awesome. So I manage the LinkedIn profiles of other people so that at the end of the month they have more leads, more revenue. And in simple words, I actually make it fast to reach their financial goals, their revenue goals. So there are three pillars to what I do. One is the optimization of the LinkedIn profile. Second one is writing their content, which speaks to their target audience, thought leadership content, storytelling content. Third one is the lead generation part, both inbounds and outbounds. So this is my brief introduction, and I love to add massive value upfront.
And he does. He comments on almost every post I make on LinkedIn, even though I don't 100% of the time reciprocate. And I just noticed something really interesting about my reach on LinkedIn has dropped in the past 7 days, like in the toilet. Very little comments, very little. I was like, what is happening? And I realized that I had been engaging with other people during my morning coffee at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm having my coffee and I'm just scrolling and engaging. And then I'm posting. Well, I mentioned that to somebody and they were like, oh no, don't do that. Engage after you post. And I was like, how ridiculous. Just that little thing
Yeah.
made my reach dropped by 500%. 500%. So I thought I'd share that with everyone. I'll do an experiment for another week and see what happens. I'll keep you posted. All right, Troy, give us a little intro.
Well, I have to start out by saying this is obviously the first time that I've met Kathleen, and I found it very interesting to see and hear the passion in her voice that she has for the subject matter. So keep doing what you're doing, Kathleen, because you are selling it. You can tell you totally have fun and believe in what you do.
Yes.
So regarding who I am, I'm out here in the southwest suburbs of Chicago where we shoveled the snow today. So for those of you in warmer climates, I am jealous. But 1 in 5 people in the United States has a mental illness. And imagine being a family member who has someone that goes into crisis, and then you're concerned about how the police are going to respond and react when they get there. I'm the guy that trains them how to respond appropriately and to help connect these people to the resources that they need. So that's what I do.
Wow.
Wonderful.
They do that nationally?
So far, I've been doing regionally, but I have delivered presentations nationwide, and I'm trying to get up and running my digital courses, which will be available nationally.
Wow, that is such worthy work, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the concern for me and one of my driving, the reason I'm passionate about it is not only because I see the outcomes, but I know for a fact there are so many agencies that do not have the manpower, they don't have the staffing, they don't have the funding to train all their officers, and these men and women are still being tasked with going to these calls every single day. And it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to the people who are in crisis nor their family members. So if I could step in and give them the tools that they need to make a successful resolution, connect people to treatment, everybody wins.
Beautiful. All right, Charlotte, you're up.
Well, and I will dovetail off of Troy in saying I'm the mother of a 25-year-old, relatively new police officer. So I am very grateful for the work he's doing to help prepare them. And actually, Troy, hope to get you connected with the Charlotte Police Department soon. So I haven't started making those calls yet, but I will. I'm Charlotte Berry, live in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, work with companies to help them reduce turnover and increase productivity among their employees, especially focusing on communication between generations in the workplace, because the new 20-somethings see the world and work world very differently than the 40s, 50s, 60s somethings. And so I go in and help them kind of understand each other better and hopefully respect each other better.
Beautiful. Well said.
Thank you.
Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Like it.
Had a good,
All right.
good teacher.
I figured I would give a little tour to Kathleen where to find some resources after I take any questions that you're bringing to office hours today. Did anybody come with specific questions for me?
I hope somebody has a question because it's lunchtime for the dog and he's all over me, so I'll be right back.
I heard a little like, "Rawr."
He's a crybaby.
Yeah,
So,
mine too.
I'll be back real quick. All right.
Okay,
Well, I'll jump in and fill the time then if nobody else wants to.
sure.
So as you know, Suzanne, I've always been struggling with the ideal customer profile and expanding and bringing it back down. And as you saw me post in the community, what, 6 or 7 days ago, because I've been teaching since then, that what emotion, what are they moving toward, what are they moving away from, that really, really resonated with me. And it just truly, truly brought me back to the passion of, I had already said, forget about corporate. I was going to do just first responders because I felt it was such, it was bigger, it was more encompassing, I had more opportunity. But man, when I started doing that emotion thing, it really just drove me back to just stick with law enforcement. And my thoughts, and that's what I'm kind of asking here in a very long-winded way, is what do you think about just driving it home with law enforcement, getting it perfected, getting the course, getting the results, getting the testimonials, and then once the system's in place, I can always just branch out and tweak it for other audiences. That was my thought. So
I
let's
think
say
it's
it's that.
I think it's super smart. Some of the most successful corporate trainers I've ever seen who train across multiple niches started with one, and then they just brand what they have for a different niche. It's still the same training, right? You're just marketing and branding it for a different niche. So I think that's super smart. It's going to get you clients faster. It's going to move you in the direction of income, you want faster. And then rebranding it, for first responders, or rebranding it for firemen, or rebranding it for therapists becomes very, very easy. It's just a change of the covers, a change of the title.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It sounded right. But sometimes, I need to be knocked over the head. And that exercise that you had, or that article I read with what are they moving to? And it just truly, truly spoke to me about, I know them inside and out. And I have heard it said, you're perfectly positioned to help those people that are a couple years behind you. And that's who it is. So why pretend that I already know everything else? Let me just get this situated, get those testimonials, and then the system will sell itself, is what I thought. So it sounds like I'm on the right track.
Yeah, I think so. And, I would encourage as many conversations as you can have with police officers, whatever that looks like. If you, here in this group, if you just say, anybody know a police officer I could talk to? And I have two of them that you could talk to. One's retired, one isn't. And they're father and son, so that could be an interesting conversation, right? And I think just keep asking for more of those conversation. Who's the police? Anybody know a police chief? And just keep in the niche and keep having those conversations.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Oh, you're on mute, Kathleen.
My town is very, very small. But we have the mayor has like council meetings every month. That might be something that's worth attending if you're not doing something like that. Just like observe and gather your data with problems.
Yeah, town council meetings, Chamber of Commerce meetings in your town, Rotary Club meeting. Sometimes Rotary Club, because of the charity work they do, typically Rotary is a bunch of over 60-year-old men. I'm just being totally stereotypical. It's over 60.
With a bar.
Yeah, with a bar. Yeah, that's why I used to go. That's why I used to go. I got drinks bought for me the whole entire time. But no, all kidding aside, if you go and just listen and you go and just connect with a couple key people in your town, my Marlton Business Association, they actually have a business coach. So they have a business coach available for members, and I know her. She charges $60 an hour, and she's smart. She does the basics of marketing and things like that with small brick and mortar businesses. And she refers to me when it's somebody in the online space because she knows nothing about it. But it was worth me going. I initially thought, oh, I'm not going to go. They have a business coach, and our price difference, like who's going to hire me when they could have $60.
Sure.
They're not going to see the difference, right? And then she said to me, oh, I don't understand anything about social media or websites, or I can't even speak to any of those things. She now refers people to me. So you
Just
never
put
know.
yourself out there and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Love it.
Awesome. Faison, go ahead.
So then I have a question. I would love to know your thoughts about doing the formatting of the comments on LinkedIn. Would you recommend that, or what are your thoughts?
You mean commenting on your own stuff?
I mean, to format my comment, like putting arrows or spacing, or have a logo of a comment.
I don't. I've never really thought about it. I have seen some people, put emojis in the comments or have some spacing in the comments. And I do notice it more when somebody does that on my posts. And so if that's the case and you're commenting on, an influencer's content, might make sense to make your comment stand out a little bit.
Makes sense.
I typically try to stand out with something funny.
Awesome. By the way, there is an insight that I wanted to share with regards to the video content on LinkedIn. So I recently found out if I, for example, search any word on LinkedIn, and then there is a bar, post, people, group, events, and I go into the post, then there is recently LinkedIn has added a section that I can select videos, and I will see only the video content. So it wasn't there usually, the video thing in the type of content.
Yeah, I think that's relatively new. If you haven't updated your LinkedIn app on your phone, I encourage you to do that, because there's now, right down the bottom here, there's a video feed. And that'll just bring up, shorter form. So LinkedIn is actually encouraging that shorter form video content. Oh, and what's interesting, Charlotte, I just clicked on the video, and this influencer popped up who teaches communication skills.
Oh, who is that?
Vin, V-I-N-H is
Okay.
his first name. His last name is G-I-A-N-G.
Thank you. I'll check him
Super
out.
dynamic, great videos.
Okay.
Great videos.
I'll check them out.
Cool.
Add them to my Evie list.
Yes, please add him to your comment list. This video, 26,000 likes and 398 comments. So if you're not doing shorter form video on LinkedIn, Faison, what's the time limit on those videos?
So it can be as small as 3 seconds and as long as 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Okay. Let's see how long this video is.
So based on that, what would the target length be?
3 to 5, 3 to 6.
Oh, he's
That's a
cool.
long time.
If you're really good, 3 to 6. If you're not that great, 2 to 3.
Yeah, he
I
has
started
60,000. Sorry.
Yeah. How many followers?
260,000. So, cool.
There you go. Comment on his stuff every day.
I will.
Okay.
I missed that. Who are you talking about?
Vin Gang. I'll put it in the chat.
Is he part of
No.
this world? No.
No.
He's related to my subject, what I teach. Kathleen and
Okay.
recommended that with somebody. And she and I were talking about video earlier.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's his name in the chat. So he talks about what Charlotte talks about. So Kathleen, your mission would be to find people who talk about the Pomodoro method, time management, calendar boundaries, and who's the influencer in that space? Michael Hyatt, 110%. He talks about productivity, his planner, and he doesn't sell coaching, which is incredible. He talks about all of those things, and he sells a planner and a course, but he doesn't sell any time with him. So, perfect person to comment on his stuff. I love figuring out who your people are.
But
What's that?
I said I don't really like him, but
Well, that's fine. You
I could use it as a benchmark for finding other. Definitely.
Yeah, you could do, just a simple Perplexity search or Google search for people like him.
Yeah, or I can't find the title. There's a guy who wrote the book Essentialism.
Oh,
Jeff,
yeah.
yeah, he's, and another book called Effortless. So
I love him.
yeah, so that's good. That's good.
Ali Abdaal as well. He's a young productivity expert, New York Times bestselling book. He was a physician who was filming YouTube videos on productivity and being organized and blah, blah, blah. And he graduated from med school and he was making more money from his YouTube channel than he was as a doctor. So he quit being a doctor. Now he travels the world teaching productivity. It's crazy. When
Just aside, have any of y'all read the book 4,000 Weeks?
No.
That is how many weeks we have in life and like the average.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fascinating, wonderful book. 4,000.
Okay.
I think he calls it Time Management for Mortals.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Kim, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, just to kind of continue this conversation, and well, because I've really, I've been trying to do more video because I post every day, and I'm just totally pulling stuff out of the air and chat GPT, but and doing it. But so I have a new faceless videos I'm doing every week, but so I have 6 conversations going with leads. Okay, I'm not hard selling them yet because I'm still trying to price my stuff, but I'm focusing on it and I'm going to sell that this week. But so I have a demographic. I mean, it's just a perfect, clear demographic. And so I went on this whole angle of displaced and just going after people that have been displaced, for one-on-one coaching, because I'm finding it's very confidential and tailored to one-on-one. But I just snapped a picture of me in my office, didn't care what I had on, threw some background on it and placed this displaced. I just went like displaced like that. And, like, let's turn it into a positive type thing. And it's been my highest producing posting. I had 352 impressions yesterday.
Wow.
Really where I usually have like 70 or so.
Well, if you're going to do videos about that, there's numerous custom chat GPTs that I use for video script once you have your content idea.
Okay.
So, for example, I just did some content for a 3-day event I'm planning. And, I sell a 3-day event. It's $97. It's free to you guys in the community, but I sell it to the public. So it goes out to my email list, goes out to social media, and goes out to a couple of my strategic partners' email list, right? So this 3-day event, I planned out all the content and then basically took that and put it back into this custom GPT that just does video scripts. And I said, I need 12 short videos in the format of hook, intro to me, story, call to action, join this challenge. And I listed all the problems that the 3-day event will solve for people. So each one of the videos basically starts off with a hook of a problem. And then I say, hi, I'm Suzanne Taylor King, founder of the Idea Lab community and business coach for visionary entrepreneurs. And then I answer the question, and then I give the call to action to join the 3-day challenge.
Is that
it gives you
would share?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
When you say script, it gives you like what to say on the video.
Yeah.
Then okay, that's good, because I went out on Etsy and bought, it was $10 and it had 5,000 elements of it, and it had like 300 faceless videos. And that's what I'm using. Most of them are not businessy, but a third of them are. So at all different lengths. So that's what I've been using as the actual video part. But I haven't like gone live. But so that'd be a great script for that, for both of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
overlay.
and I think the people who I've seen most successful with short form videos, they start with a question or a bold statement. You
Yeah.
want to make $1 million a year as a coach? Hi, I'm Suzanne Taylor King. I help high achieving coaches pitch more coaching so they can actually sell more coaching. Then I go into what I do and then call to action to join my thing, whatever I'm promoting.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think that formula I've seen it from other people on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, even LinkedIn. It's
Yeah.
the idea of grabbing their attention, then you introduce yourself before you give the answer. So it holds people a little bit longer into that
Oh,
actually
okay. I like
listening,
it.
you know? So yeah, I'm happy to share a prompt with you to create video scripts, but honestly, doing it yourself rather than copying a prompt and, say, I have libraries of prompts if you want them.
Yeah. I know. And
Key is learning
last
to
week
do it yourself.
I started getting like overwhelmed by all I wasn't thinking for myself. I was putting the question into Chat GPT and then I'd have all this copy. And it's just
Mhm.
like, wait, I got to step back and refer
Yeah.
to certain things, but start thinking more for myself. And
Yeah, using it as a thinking partner.
yeah.
Like I know I'm doing this 3-day thing. I knew what it was about. So then using it to help me come up with the marketing content and the video scripts, it's still coming from me, right? It's
Right.
not dreamt up by ChatGPT.
Yeah. Good.
Love it. There is a software platform that I use that creates faceless videos with music and text overlay, and it's
Mm.
phenomenal. If you're looking to create like faceless YouTube videos
I'm
or
sorry, I'm not sure what those are. What are
it's
Facebook videos?
it's basically a video with a voiceover and pictures, but it's not you. And it doesn't have to be like an AI avatar. It's just like a movie that you create with text on it and your call to action. But it's not you.
And is there a benefit to not having a person on there or just mix it up?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's people that have whole YouTube channels that are faceless. You don't even know whose
Yeah.
YouTube channel it is. It's just a gratitude channel or it's just a positive affirmation channel, motivation. And they make all these videos that are compilations of other people's stuff, sayings, music, and it's their way of staying a little bit more anonymous. But don't worry, Kathleen, we'll have you breaking out of that real quickly. We'll have you on camera.
And I just sent a link of one I just did. If you want to open it later, it's
Oh,
on
cool.
LinkedIn.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, and there is some, value in creating something that's motivational for your audience that doesn't have you in it. Now there's a couple tools out there that you can actually create you with your voiceover and just, put in the script and it'll create a video for you. I've tried it. Doesn't feel like me. You might not notice it at first that it wasn't me, but if you look at it for more than a minute, you're like, oh, something's off with Sue's face there. Or the tone of my voice doesn't change at all. And, there's no leaning in or changing position. It's kind of like robotic almost. So I don't use it. And it would be very easy to create 20, 30 videos at a time and not have to film them because I have this weird thing that I need to change my shirt when I film. Like, do I want my videos all week to be in the same outfit and the same earrings? No, I got to change. So I don't batch my content at all, which is, there's a whole school of thought on doing that.
And what about the voice itself? Like I just was seeing that Notebook LM does
Yeah.
AI voices interactive, like a conversation.
Yeah. But
You
you can
somebody
you can
else's
do a
voice.
video that's your voice if you want.
I don't know. Do you like my voice? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Personally, yeah.
mean, it
I don't, but
I don't understand, the only advantage to using a platform where it's an avatar and a voiceover would be if you're going to have your assistant make your content for you. Then I could hand that over to my assistant and he could create all my video content. He could create my podcast for me. Um, I believe Notebook LM will have that feature very soon where you can upload a clip of your voice and the podcast would be in your voice. I will do that. I will absolutely do that. But as far as video content, I think it kind of has to be me at this point.
makes sense. Yep.
Awesome. Any questions about the community events, navigation, where to find stuff?
Not so far. I haven't really dipped in with a lot of focus, but I'm only 2 days old.
Yes. Yes. Well, I
Takes
did
a
give
little
you
bit.
access to the AI mastermind. So that's all open for you. I would suggest if you're going to dive into using AI a little bit more, I can open up my brand voice course for you, which kind of teaches you how to program different AI tools in your tone of voice with your offers, your ideal client. So just let me know on that and I can unlock that for you. And then coach event this month, very exciting announcement. Even for those of you who are not coaches, this is going to be an epic conversation with my two mentors, Dr. Dorothy and Mary Shikun. Dorothy charges $100,000 a year for her coaching, and Mary charges $1 million. And we are talking about pricing as a positioning statement. And I have learned so much from these two ladies over the last 2 years. I'm just excited to facilitate that conversation. So, oh, yes, Kim, I can unlock it for you. Yes.
Thank you. I was
You're welcome.
working for level 7.
Yeah. Well, still work for level
I
7,
know.
but there's other stuff that you'll get.
Okay.
I don't want you to slack off on your engagement. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Spend your time learning. All right. AI. I will unlock the brand language with AI for you, Kim, and the mastermind.
Cool.
Awesome. What else? Anything?
Suzanne, when we've been doing the path to 250K, I know if the videos, if we've been bouncing around, I was trying to find some of them to see which ones I had already done and
Yes.
locating them I was having a hard time because I didn't know the name of the session we were in, where to find it.
Yes. Great question. Here we go. So we finished up with the marketing section. And so make sure as you go through them, you're checking off this little check mark up here. So that'll help you keep track of where you're at. Then this is a special LinkedIn profile GPT that will help you rewrite your LinkedIn profile. That was created by Jonathan, and he let me share it with all of you in the community. Then we are starting, we did this last week, LinkedIn connecting and profile reviews. So that was last week. And then we will start next week diving into content creation and building your list. So the content creation series, content pillars, free content, marketing, persuasive writing, newsletters, blogging, content that sells your products and services. And we'll probably cover 3 or 4 of these per session, depending on how many questions and stuff like that.
And
Then
then, oh, I'm sorry,
building
go
your
ahead.
email list. And building your email list will come after that.
I missed the pod meeting. I think it was yesterday or the day before because I was teaching. Is that recorded and placed somewhere?
It is, and good question. I don't know if I put it in here, but hold on. That's our pod pages, replays. Did I put it under office hours? No.
I'm wondering if you don't have it someplace already, if pod, maybe that instead of just the pod member pages, it's just all about pods, and then you have 2 files in there, one for member pages and one for meetings.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. These are, member pages. I can put that in a folder, and then I could put replays. Yeah, I have them all. They're all kind of hidden on my YouTube channel, so I don't think you really missed much except the explanation of, doing referrals and stuff. I swore I put it somewhere, but I guess it slipped my mind.
No worries, and I don't mean to publicly call you out there. I just
No,
was
you
trying
can
to
anytime,
I was trying
anytime.
to find it and I
Nobody's
couldn't
pretending to be perfect over here, that's for sure.
I just couldn't find it and I figured it was user error because that's usually the case.
No, I thought I was putting them in office hours, but I don't think so. So they're not there. So I'll reorganize the pod group and I will put them here.
Awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I honestly think that the pod content, if you go to the community and you search pod, all the posts will come up. So they're like right here is pod updates and tour of community replay, kicking off the program, key highlights. And so you might want to just breeze through these and make sure that, there wasn't something that you missed.
Will do.
Okay. Any other navigation questions? I also added action steps to the path course. So every week you'll see a post, and this was last week's. This was all the key takeaways from last week's lesson. And if you have questions, you can put it here in the comments. So I always make sure I share that. You can also reach these posts from the course here. So here was last week's, and right down at the bottom, you can go to the post and ask your questions if you have it. So you can get it 2 different ways. Go ahead, Faison.
Suzanne, do you organize all of it by yourself? I mean, I'm so surprised. This must have been so much of a work and effort, and it's mind-blowing.
Thank you. And yes, this was, I had two members areas before this, so I did have some help bringing some content into this members area, copy and pasting it from my old. I started over with Coaches in Conversation. So each Coaches in Conversation has what the topic is, the replay, and the resources from that guest speaker. So, when I have all of those past episodes, I could actually, I have 3 years of Coaches in Conversation with resources from each of the guests, each of the speakers, and I haven't done that yet. I'm just keeping up with current content now at this point, but thanks for noticing. This is how my brain
Absolutely.
works.
I had always wanted to ask because I have never seen anything, any like community of such organization.
Thank you.
It's awesome. And I thought maybe you might have a whole team and might have spent the planning of 6 months, but
There was a lot of planning, but it was more out of need to organize all the stuff in my head. That's why there's three tracks to membership. Some people just join for the AI mastermind. Some people just join for the path to 250K. Some people just join for the referral pods. Like I have 3 or 4 people that only join for my inner circle referral pods. So I think that was the hardest part to really think about how I wanted to structure the. I didn't want 3 memberships, so structuring it so that everything fit together. Um, the AI prompting resources, when you get access to that, there's 4 different categories, and in each of the categories, there's so many prompts. They were in 4 different places for me, so I wanted some place to bring them together.
absolutely awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you don't need to worry about bringing more content in. You got tons already.
I know.
It's hard to keep up.
You don't have to keep up. I want you to remember that there's content in there for you, Troy, in Path to 250K, and then Coaches in Conversation is a great little bonus for you. And if you want to come to the AI Mastermind and learn different tools, there's no homework involved with that. You just come, you absorb, is this tool for me? Is this not for me? And, I know how to use it now after showing up. That was the goal with that. But you don't have to look at everything else. I wanted it to be a resource when you say, I need to learn how to do posting on LinkedIn. You know that there's a whole LinkedIn course in there, and it's in the resource section. That's all you need to know. And if there's something you need, I tell everybody this. If there's something you're struggling with or that you need, I guarantee you I have it somewhere. Guaranteed. And there has been not one person that's ever stumped me that I haven't been able to either grab a resource for them or at least point them to who to learn from. I've spent too much time in this online space to not know where to go for a resource. And corporate trainings. I have a folder on my computer, Charlotte, this goes for you too, of at least 300 corporate trainings, all different topics. Excuse me. Inside each of the folders, and if you are looking to do a training or expand your training library, schedule a time with me. We'll go through that folder and pick out the ones that are right for you. They are all generic trainings from when I used to work for a training company. None of them have been built with AI. They were all the old-fashioned way, and each one has a trainer's manual, a student manual, a PowerPoint, worksheets, and talking points.
Wow.
And I can easily take one of those and drop it into my AI tools, make it look modern, ready to go.
Overachieve much?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. Yeah, it's a problem. I think I've cured the problem by doing
Done it
this
all.
by doing this community and
Yeah.
putting actually I think more so it was about telling people what I had. You know, I have a health coach in this community who's a total rock star health coach. She's dabbling with some AI tools and really doing like huge potential I see for her. And I took her through my health coaching folder on my computer and I said, there's over 60 health coaching programs in this folder from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, every meal plan you could possibly imagine. 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, 1,400 calories a day, plus all the recipes, plus all the shopping lists. Do you want them? And she was like, oh my, oh my God. Oh my God. And I just took the whole folder, dropped it into Google Drive, added her to it. I said, download what you want. I don't use it anymore. And, I was a health coach for 8 years. It's a lot of information just sitting on my computer, not doing anybody any good. So why not pass it on?
It seems like what you've done with this membership is really like the golden rule, the nirvana of organization is you've consolidated everything.
Yeah.
That's a very magical effect in life.
Thank you. Thank you. The next step is organizing my QuickBooks. E.
Yeah.
E.
I think you can handle it.
I just avoid it like the plague. So now I have time to actually not say, oh, I don't have time to organize that. Yeah, I do now because I've organized other stuff, which is right up your alley. You love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, time for part 2 of feeding the dog. So nice
Wonderful.
everybody.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.
Very excited. I'll see you all again real soon. Nice to meet everyone.
Wonderful. All right, guys, have a happy Valentine's Day. Happy VD, as we say around here.
Okay.
Better
Good
to
see
be it
everybody.
than catch it, right?
I got it.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Suzanne.
You.
Bye.
You.
Have a
All
good
right.
week. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome.